number 6 in your books there. Yep, yep.
I see, there's one.
And number 6.
Page 6.
Yeah.
Number 6.
6.
Number 6.
No 0.
Page 6, that's the page after
Oh,
5.
hang on. Oh,
I forgot, I was supposed to go do this.
there you go.
Okay, now it's on. And I keep forgetting to listen to myself. I'm used to this. Oh, boy.
I can join in if you want, if you know the song, go
Oh,
for it.
yeah.
So
And
now,
please feel free to stand and sing or
Yes.
dance
Yeah.
if you want
Yes.
to.
We have risen.
Yeah,
we're gonna make a joyful
We're gonna make a
sound.
joyful sound to the Lord. That's right.
Can you see? Okay. Thank you, Edie.
Yes, thank you guys for supporting us. Thanks, everyone. That was wonderful. All right. Well, welcome to Unity of Billings. Here we go. We are live streaming our services now on YouTube, which is great, because more people will see them. We love that. You can donate by going to PayPal, unitybillings@gmail.com, or if you want, you can go to our website. Is it Unity of Billings or Unity Billings?
Unity of Billings.
So the website is unityofbillings.org, and we can actually take donations there now too, so that's nice. And next Sunday is Friendship Sunday, so we have our awesome, one of many potlucks. We love potlucks here, it's great. So, bring something, join in, even if you don't bring something, you can still come hang out with us, everybody will be here, it'll be fun.
Always wanting to eat.
There's always plenty of food, yes. There's never a shortage of food. All right, today is Easter Sunday, and we have the lovely Rev Edee Weigel talking today about transformation, which is, and then April 7th, we have Edee Weigel talking about creativity, which is also wonderful, and something I know she will really just go on. It looks like we don't have a service on April 21st because we're going to be having a spirit fair in here, and it is going to be full up in this room and downstairs, if I remember right. Last year, there's a lot of vendors. So come check that out because it's really cool. There's a lot of cool stuff going on. There'll be people doing like Reiki and all kinds of readings. Just, it's a lot of fun. A lot of local artists and things like that. It's super cool. And we have the Unity song with David Freeman.
Every soul has longed for, what your heart can feel, is already here, is already real. There is no one out there, there is no one else. You hold all the answers deep inside yourself. There's a voice that whispers, there's no you, no me, there's just one, there's just unity. One power, one presence, one light to lead the way. All loving, all knowing, that answers when you pray. When the world looks darkest and your eyes can't see, gather all your troubles, give them all to me. I am always with you, I will always be. I am one, I am unity. We are one, we are unity.
Now I'm going to light the Christ candle, which symbolizes the risen Christ within all of us. And now we'll read the daily word. If you'll affirm with me, I rise to accept new life and renewal. Rise. I rise to accept new life and renewal. I love that. Jesus rose above all limitations, transcending darkness to light and death to new life. His overcoming death is the ultimate inspiration and example for humankind, a precious gift of hope and renewal. This Easter, I gratefully accept my renewal as I awaken to the call of the divine. I turn to the Christ presence within me and discover new life and energy, lifting me into higher awareness and understanding of spiritual truth. In so doing, I leave behind that which held me in bondage. I rise above limiting beliefs, habits, and actions. With unwavering faith, I rise to accept inspiring new possibilities and the fullness of God's glorious love, life, and grace. Blessed be the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ. By his great mercy, he has given us a new birth into a living hope through the resurrection of Jesus Christ from the dead. 1 Peter 1:3. And we'll affirm the daily reading.
I rise to accept new life and renewal.
And the Unity Foundation principle.
There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God the good, omnipotent.
So I get like an the Unity of Billings affirmation.
Through divine wisdom and grace, Unity of Billings is vibrant, healing, and inclusive.
And now we'll do a love offering. Kind of put that in your hearts and affirm with me. I would passing them, or?
We're passing
We're
it.
passing them.
We are past COVID, baby.
We are passing it.
I don't care, Jane, you can help do it.
I'll get
Yeah, I was letting everybody dig, everybody started digging. It's okay. Everyone went like this, so I was like, oh, maybe wait a sec. Yeah, if you'll affirm the love offering blessing with me here. Divine
My
love,
love, flowing through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, and I am grateful.
and then I think we have special music. I think we're singing.
Yeah.
In your hymnal,
Number 300.
Yes, 300. Where is she?
didn't go by you with the.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Okay. I needed to walk around the yard.
Okay. All right.
That was wonderful. Thank you. That was great. I love it.
Thank you, Rick, for being here. to play.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Now, if you'll just hold your love offering in your heart and see it going out into the world, reaching all the people and places it needs to reach, doing its work. We start a ripple here. We start a ripple and it reaches out into Billings, into Montana, into our country, into our world. And it starts small, but everyone feels it. Now, we have the lovely Reverend Edee Weigel talking about transformation.
Oh, God, bless you, dear.
Good morning, happy Easter. See lots of faces out there, it's good to see you. I laughed, I said, we have risen. Well, Mother Nature's watering her garden, isn't she? so happy that the roads weren't icy this morning, because yesterday morning, I mean, the cat slid across the front porch, so. Yeah, we had about this much ice on everything yesterday morning. And I got up this morning, the first thing I did was feel the porch. It was dry, safe for me to travel. You know, Mother Nature, she's watering her garden, she's watering the prairie, and the birds were playing in the tree when I got here. The birds were singing in here that Robin was playing some music. I kept thinking, wow, there's a lot of birds in that tree. She's fooled me. But here we are, beautiful Easter Sunday, and our own journey with spring's transformation into summer. And I'm an organic farmer, so any kind of moisture is good. I'm just happy to get it. It's good for us to get out in it a bit. I walked around yesterday with no hat. Thought maybe it might make this cowlick lay down. Get out there and soak up some of this Mother Nature. Beautiful healing energies are coming to life. Easter Sunday and the memories. Going over things in my mind, I remember I sang in the choir at the Self-Realization Fellowship in Encinitas in 1992. And we sang Handel's Messiah, part of that. And of course the guy said, "You're gonna sing high soprano." And I am? Okay. I've been singing with Joni Mitchell all week, so I think she's giving me voice lessons again. The memories, Easter Sunday memories of our entire lives. Families, friends, all the years of our own personal journey with the Easter story. And of course, growing up with my magical mother. She was a religious science minister, so life with Mother was like Mary Poppins. You know, like the clothes folded themselves and leaped into the drawer so we could go down to the beach and go swimming. But Easter was a fantastic day of beautiful church services, music, and a family holiday dinner. My mother had 3 sisters, and all of them had gone through the 20s, 30s in the panhandle of Texas, in the Dust Bowl. And grandmother would walk around. This is before grandmother received some metaphysical teaching. She used to walk around wringing her hands saying, "We're all going to starve to death. We're all going to starve to death." And they lived 6 months on red beans and cornbread until the oldest brother came back from California in 1941 with a little Model T and packed the entire family in there as tight as they could go, and they all left and went to Los Angeles. So they were rescued from starvation and the Dust Bowl and the devastation. So when those sisters all got together, here's 4 sisters with their husbands and children, and we had the big traditional mid-century Easter dinner. So of course, you know, the ham and all the things with it. And grandmother had a peach tree then, and she would make peach pie for us all. The bounty of the early 40s for all these people that escaped from that Dust Bowl and starvation. They could just have a regular job and they could save enough money to buy a house. And they built a house for my grandmother on the beach. I think it cost $1,500 in labor with zero because of my uncles all built it for her. In the years that passed, when they sold my grandmother's house, that was part of the down payment for my ranch. All of the cousins received part of grandmother's legacy there. So Easter was always a really big deal for us. The promise of spring was coming. Easter's like a gateway, because once we passed Easter, we know there's no going back. We're not going to see 46 below again. And the prospect of a summer of freedom for all of us children. Easter was the beginning of all of it now. We were looking forward to summer vacation. Easter Sunday is a bit like a gate. It's wide open to the change of seasons. And it also can welcome us on our own wondrous journey of spiritual transformation. We step through a gateway every day. When we wake up, where are we going to put our brain? We're going to say, I am transformed by the renewing of my mind. I'm stepping through a gateway every day. We make that decision to put a little Mary Poppins spin on everything. Why not? And we all recall our own personal experiences with Easter and the Easter story. And we may be able to see our lives may have run parallel with the stories of the crucifixion and the empty tomb and the resurrection of Jesus Christ, because we've all experienced loss and the void and of renewal. Easter is time for renewal, and this is the day of our transformation. In John 15:12-13, Jesus said, "This is my commandment, that you love one another as I have loved you. And no one has greater love than this, to lay down one's life for one's friend." And Jesus said, "Love one another." Jesus' resurrection shows us that life is eternal. We can be reassured that our spiritual essence continues on after physical death. Our spirit continues on forever, yes. And I will tell you, every time I drive in from the ranch, I've got Mom and Ernie in the car with me. We're going to church, because they always did come with me back in 1998, 1999, those years. But the Easter story is a beautiful metaphor for the losses in our lives that lead to unexpected renewal. As we allow what no longer fits in our lives to fade away, we create a void. And that attracts, and we can fill it with renewal and new radiant ways of being. We can let go of what no longer works, and we can feel safe with an empty space, because that's how we invite in new and better ways of being. Why not be radiant? Kind of gets me where I need to go. We will accept that some losses are necessary, as they allow us to find a new life, new paths, and new feelings. I wanted to repeat that. We accept that some losses are necessary. They allow us to find a new life and new ways of being. A perfect mental picture of our spiritual transformation can be that little spring flower that's just starting to peep out of the snow so bravely. And it fully flowers in time as the sun gets brighter. And that can illustrate our own journey in spiritual transformation. And our lives can continue in an upward trajectory. That's a great word, trajectory. We're starting off a new way of being, and it never has to end. As we celebrate the Easter message, it's a message of transformation into a new life and a new higher realm of consciousness. So thinking of that upward trajectory, because we have a higher dimension of consciousness. We see God's good in our mind's eye, and we bless everything we come into contact with. People, animals, places, things, ideas. I always like to think of a holy man driving in traffic. What do you think he sees or feels? Just kind of makes me giggle. You know, all the lights turn green, everybody's smiling, there's no road rage, because you attract this energy by you start it, it makes more of it around you. You're resonating in a completely different consciousness. We can be transfigured into living life in a higher consciousness 24/7. My mother used to say, tune into the God channel, the higher consciousness. Transformation is always possible. I thought about that when I wrote it. I thought transformation is always possible, and I thought I should make a bumper sticker. We can choose to change how we feel and how we think and what we accept into our lives. Transformation may be the reason and soul's purpose for our lives. I might say that one again. Transformation may be the reason and soul's purpose for our lives. Our soul's journey is to be transformed. Every morning, set aside some time for your own personal transformation. You can have a little meditation, prayer time, cup of coffee, write in your journal, write about your wishes and your dreams, sit in silence, or play some beautiful music. And I've been enjoying some early Joni Mitchell lately, which is probably why I can hit the high notes. I try to sing with her a little bit. Michael from Mountains. If you haven't heard it lately, I was 13 when that song came out. And when I heard it the other day, it just filled my heart with all the dreams of a 13-year-old girl. Grow up and move to Montana. Today, as we celebrate Easter and all of our own personal history and feelings, let's hold on to an idea of divine destiny. Because it's our divine destiny to be transformed. That's what we're here on planet Earth to do. This is an earth of free choice. We can choose how we want to feel and how we want to speak and how we want to be. Jesus knew what his divine destiny was as he prayed, "Not my will, but thine be done." This little scripture has been great help to me all of my life, turning my will over to God. We can choose to live with God's divine support. We can turn to the light and live in the light of Spirit. We can choose to walk in the light of Spirit anytime we want to. Transformation is always possible. That's probably going to be on my grave. Although I really would want to be cremated and put with the wild horses up in the Friars, in case anyone wants to know. We can choose to turn to the light anytime we want to. Our divine nature can be strong, grounded, and loving as we step into Christ consciousness. We are being transformed. As we ponder the idea of Christ consciousness, it's also great to ponder the idea of what did they mean when they said transfigured. And when he said, "Do not touch me yet, I am not fully formed." She was crying in the garden, "Where have they taken my master?" And she thought the gardener was nearby. And she turned to ask him, "Where have they taken him?" And he said, "Woman, do not touch me yet. I am not yet fully formed." That is such a deep spiritual moment for me as a child, because in my heart, I really understood what that meant. He was still in the Spirit. And I wrote underneath, "This is so cool, wow," in a big face. I grew up in a magical house with a magical mother, and I think of her so much. That's why I'm here with you all today, because of her teaching and the way she raised me. But every morning, every day, 24/7, we can be transformed by staying awake to our unlimited possibilities. We become new every moment. Jesus chose love and forgiveness for all. And as we look back at our own Easter memories and our own personal experience of the Easter story, we can choose love and forgiveness as well. Happy Easter. Let's stand up for the benediction. And now we have risen. The Easter story has a holy vibration that we can absorb. There's a holy feeling that if you really ponder it, it will touch your heart. Let's soak up and treasure that holy vibration and light up our heart light. Let's go out today with our heart light shining. Happy Easter. Namaste. Namaste.
We're not done yet.